the Drunk Sports Podcast.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Gerber. Thank you, me, for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. Let's go to, you know what? There's a city out there that I have never been able to say on the radio because the way I say it ends up, well, sounding like curse words, but I get to say it now because I'm on a podcast. Let's go to Massachusetts. That's how I say it. Sorry about it. I mean, I said that like 3 times on the air one time. Got a call up from the boss. Was like, please stop saying that word.
Or Collins?
It was, I think it was before. Yeah.
Wow. The big boss.
Yeah. So at any rate, please stop saying Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Like, man, that's how I say it. Sorry about your luck. I guess I'll have to have somebody. From then on out, I had to always throw it to either Corey and or Kevin so they could say Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
So let's go there, and Leah Rose Figuera, she walked into a convenience store. As she walked into a convenience store, she decided to do the things that she normally does, which is buy a drink,
steal stuff,
and get a lottery ticket. So she did. She bought a drink, got a lottery ticket. As she gets said lottery ticket, she scratches it off.
I deserve that. Halfway
looks at it and then hands it to Joe Bob behind the counter. It says, "Papers flying." That's not what they said. It says, "Toss that away. It's not a winner." Walks out. 10 days later, Joe Bob's kid walks in to clean out the trash can, looks into the trash can and realizes that particular lottery ticket, which was the Diamond Million scratch-off ticket, it's a $30 ticket, was a winner.
Wow.
For $1 million. It's set behind the counter right underneath the little lottery machine. It's sat there for 10 days. And the son was there to clean up and picked it up, looked at it. It was $1 million winner. So here's where it comes into play. Because Joe Bob's kid says, "Well, Dad, you didn't buy this ticket." Dad's like, "No." You say, "You remember who bought it?" And it was like, "Well, Leah Rose bought that ticket, son." "Oh, well, we should go tell Leah Rose she won $1 million. They did. They went and found her, didn't even wait for her to come back in, went to her house because she had written checks before there because it's Massachusetts. They still do such things.
Massachusetts.
Showed up at her house and said, "Hey, remember that ticket that you bought 10 days ago you told us to throw away? Here, it won."
That's customer service right there.
So hopefully Leah decided to give them a portion of that money because I swear to God, if I'm working behind that register and you hand me a ticket to throw away and I notice later that it's $1 million ticket, I bought that effing ticket. Sorry about your luck. You had a chance to scratch that damn thing off, and you gave me $1 million. And I would like to thank you.
Yep, that's on
But
you.
I'm not going to thank you because then you might realize it was yours. But hey, maybe they'll get $1 million worth of karma.
$1 million worth of condoms.
Something, man. You got to throw them some money.
A tip.
Something.
Just the
like
tip.
Maybe half it with them. Because
No!
you would have got none of that.
No, I'll give them $100,000.
You would have got none of that.
I'll give them 1/10. I'll give them $100,000.
All right, maybe. I might say, hey, if I was going to do that and being that nice, I would walk up and be like, hey, just wait for them to come back into the store and be like, hey, if you ever want anything off of that, but you threw it away, would you half it with me if I gave it back to you?
I'm a bad human being because I wouldn't even have told them about it.
No, I wouldn't.
I would have taken it and then I would have given them $100,000 and said, "You guys are my favorite customers. I want to share this with y'all." I never would have told them it was their ticket.
That might be the smartest play.
Yeah, I'm a terrible human being.
Yeah, but these people were not, and I hope they got something out of it for being like that.
They got $20.
Let's go from there to, hold on, did everything just lock up on me? Let's go from there to Iran.
Android.
There was 2 Iranian pilots that were about to pull their jet fighter out of the hangar. when there was a malfunction. There
Goose died.
is video. I have not watched it, nor will I watch it, because this looks like something I may not want to see. But so they're in the hangar, and they haven't started pulling this jet fighter out of the hangar yet when a malfunction happens with their ejection seats.
I'm gonna watch this. Is it Goose?
The cockpit blows off, and you see two men strapped to seats ejected straight into the roof of the building.
I'm watching this.
To which they passed away.
Did they live?
They died on
impact. Did their parachutes open?
They died on impact.
Did they float softly to the ground?
They kind of stuck to the ceiling. So, if you're into that,
wait, these were Israelis?
This was Iranian.
Same thing.
So,
same thing.
I mean, I just say where they're from. You can say what you want to say.
Same thing. Let's
go from there to Washington. I can't. Bremerton.
Oh my God.
So we're going to Bremerton, where Chief Brad Richard had to comment on this because a man flying a kite in Washington State. By the way,
I love you on the air.
His kite.
I love you off the air too.
Was a makeshift. Makeshift kite that was made of steel cable and fishing rod.
Jason Fur.
His kite made of steel cable and fishing rod. He was flying near electrical lines. His kite made of steel cable and a fishing rod.
All right.
Which, by the way,
seems
dude
logical.
Had no life. He made him a kite.
Seems logical.
And he flew it near some electrical lines, and it got tied up, and he basically Benjamin Franklin'd himself.
But he didn't live to invent electricity.
He was flown to a hospital, and he's in critical condition. Fire officials warn that if you're going to fly kites near power lines, don't. But also, if you're going to fly kites, make sure it's not made of steel cable.
Make sure your name is Benjamin Franklin and you're young America.
Right.
Where are you going?
So there's that part. You ever wonder what gives meth its special flavor?
I know what gives it its special flavor.
Well,
she does.
We find out from Florida what gives meth its special flavor because, oh dear sweet God. So, this guy's official name on the police report, Shaft Bang Adams. He's 30. He's also a multi-time convicted drug dealer, Shaft Bang Adams.
Imagine that.
He was caught. He was discovered when he was in jail. He was discovered having 4 crystal rocks of methamphetamine stored in his penis skin.
Yeah, hey, you know what? We've all been there.
So
I bet I could hold more.
So during the jail intake process, he was strip searched, and somebody had to unfold his penis skin to find his crystal meth.
Okay, I have 2 questions, Colby.
Uh-huh.
Clearly, if you're hiding stuff in your foreskin, it's better to not be circumcised, right?
No, this is true because you have a lot less room.
Number 2, I have another follow-up, sir. Colby Sapp, would you rather be the guy with the drugs in your foreskin,
okay,
or the guy that had to go look for the drugs in the foreskin?
God, I think I'd rather be no, because.
Or would you rather just be the foreskin?
You have not given me a good option yet, so I basically.
You got to pick one.
Well, then pick one, because either I'm a guy searching for crystal meth in a dude's penis foreskin,
right, I'll be that guy. I want to be that guy.
Or if I'm having a guy look for that in my penis foreskin, or I am made of foreskin. Those are the options you gave me.
Which one do you pick?
I roll the dice, and whichever one pops up, I'm that, because none of them are good.
No, I definitely want to be the guy looking for the drugs in the foreskin, because you walk away with the drugs and you can walk away from the foreskin. And you have drugs.
This is true.
If you're the guy with the foreskin, you lost your drugs and you had some dude handling up on your foreskin.
Right.
If you are the foreskin, you're foreskin.
I don't want either one of the situations, though. I don't want to be staring at a dude's penis and trying to figure out where the drugs are at. And I don't want to be the guy with the penis out where the other guy looking at the penis going, I've got to find drugs in there.
All right.
I don't want either one of those options.
I have another follow-up question, Colby.
Okay.
How many drugs could you hide in your foreskin? Like, we're going to go on grams.
Grams.
Have you seen a gram of drugs in your life? I feel like we've all seen a gram of drugs. We watched Miami Vice.
Right.
We watched Cagney and Lacey.
It depends on what drug, because they're different.
Okay,
weights.
let's go with heroin.
I've never seen a gram.
How many?
of heroin.
Okay, cocaine, acid, X. What drug have you seen, Colby?
I've seen cocaine.
All right, let's go cocaine. How many grams of cocaine could you hide in your foreskin?
I honestly don't know.
Because you gotta because you have to get it hard.
No,
And then you have to roll. You have to get unhard, and you have to roll it back.
You're going to get us kicked out of this establishment.
Not from Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel hides drugs in his foreskin every fucking week. I've seen it. I bought it before.
Woo! So I'm going to go with.
We'll bring it up next week when he's not here.
Gotcha. We'll go from there to Punta Gorda, Florida.
It's like we can't go anywhere after that.
Elizabeth LaFleur, she's 30. She was arrested Sunday following an investigation into a fire that was set at the home that her mother lived at.
Isn't she the coach of the Green Bay Packers?
She is not.
Elizabeth LaFleur.
Yeah, it's a different person. So she admitted to setting fire to her own clothes inside her mother's house, trying to burn her mother's house down. But neighbors told responders that when the responders showed up, they saw her fleeing into the woods, choking her mom's parakeet.
What's the parakeet hiding drugs in his foreskin?
You know something's gone bad when a woman running from a flaming home is choking the life out of a parakeet.
Because they repeat everything.
You think maybe the mom taught the parakeet to say, "Help, I've been turned into a parakeet"?
It's the greatest news and notes of all time.
And last but not least, I would just like to ask everybody out there, we should all start calling testicles dictators.
Why, Colby? Why should we call them dictators?
Because they're taters that are located close to a dick.
Boom!
And that's news and notes, everybody.
And that's what we're doing for the rest of our lives, calling testicles. I got to turn up the volume. Dictators. That is not only news and notes. That is also the Drunk Sports Podcast. We want to thank everybody
The
that's come
Drunk
out.
Sports Podcast.